It leads to bad habits like alcoholism, anti-Semitism, extreme arrogance, vindictiveness, and encourages the development of mental illness. What?
Hey guys, hope you're all having a lovely day. Welcome back to another video. And today I thought I would show you an article that we went through on stream. It is quite possibly one of the most weirdest articles I've ever met. I did shorten it down a little bit, otherwise the video would have been an hour long, and there ain't no way I'm editing that. So yeah, I just sort of pointed out the main parts. I edited out most of it. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, let's get into it.
17 reasons why chess is not good for you. Oh. Well, this will be interesting. Chess is considered very good for the brain. Kids become intelligent overnight after learning the moves. Blue chip companies in Europe are on the lookout for grandmasters with some sort of university degree. Parents of chess-playing kids like to boast to other parents, mine plays chess. Chess is called the royal game, and a game historically associated with the powerful and awesome Genghis Khan, Napoleon, and Vladimir Lenin. Chess represents in humanity some sort of superintelligence only matched by creatures from outer space. So I get what it's saying with like the parents, because you will get some parents who be like, ha, my kid plays chess, my kid's so much better than yours, and like if you think that, you're just an arsehole that needs to shut up. But I agree with that. But chess represents in humanity some sort of super intelligence only matched by creatures from outer space. And so chess represents intelligence only matched by creatures from outer space. What? Bro, no. Okay, sure. It's one of the biggest lies ever told. What is? Because chess is actually harmful to the mind, body, and soul. It leads to bad habits like alcoholism, anti-Semitism, extreme arrogance, vindictiveness, and encourages the development of mental illness. What? What? God damn, I can't be a chess player now. I'm gonna be a huge anti-Semitic person. Excuse me? I will present 17 solid reasons why this happens using the world champions as examples. Okay, so Paul Morphy. Sure, we know about him. He kind of went a bit loony, that's fair enough. So, world champion from 1857 to 1859. Regarded as the first unofficial world champion, within 2 years of playing international chess, he went cuckoo. Okay. Chess rearranged his neurons and he was no longer the same. He spent the last decade of his life wandering around the streets of New Orleans aimlessly, talking to himself all the time. He died a beggar. Well, Paul Morphy quit chess to become a lawyer, right? I don't believe it was the chess that made him go mad. I mean, he was like an extremely strong talent from a young age, so maybe he had some sort of mental deficiency as such. I don't want to assume that made him an extremely clever person. And so maybe that could have developed later in life because it was untreated or something like that. But no, he left chess to become a lawyer, right? He liked to be a lawyer, but he was not successful anymore. Right, okay. So, who are we on to now? Wilhelm Steinitz. He was the first ever official world champion. I remember reading a thing, people, after looking at his games, they reckon he was around the strength of an FM. So, world champion from 1884 to 1894. The first official world champion died in a lunatic asylum in New York, broke and flea infested. He introduced the scientific method of looking at the game, a breakthrough that broke down thousand-year-old chess mysteries into easy-to-understand that allowed millions around the world to understand chess like a master. The father of modern-day chess, no doubt. He would have been better off serving tea in the Vienna cafes where he began his chess career. But this has no correlation, though. It's not saying chess turned him insane. It's just saying he died in a lunatic asylum, but he also played chess. There's no genuine correlation between them. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's just saying, oh, he died in a lunatic asylum, and then went on to say how he played chess. It doesn't actually link the two. But yeah, they like compliment him and say like how good he was for like being able to break down chess and help people, and then he would have been better off serving tea in the Vienna cafes where he began his chess career. We finished Lasker. Now I've just glanced at this one, KaiPablanca, and I can see the word womanizer. So this is going to be interesting. This is like my name, like what our channel name is based off of, by the way. If none of you worked that out, KaiPablanca and my name being Kai, right? So essentially what they're saying here, it all refers to me, obviously. A handsome, charismatic man, a womanizer who never did a day's work in his life. Everything came to him easy. He was born into a rich and prominent family that had good connections with the Cuban government. He learned chess at the tender age of 4 by just watching his dad and uncle play over 2 afternoons. This is actually a true story. He was watching his dad and uncle play, and then he was like, I remember reading a story about how he was actually like pointing out blunders and stuff like that. And he just learned from just watching the game. So you can tell from that point he has a natural talent, right? So he didn't need any training at all. He didn't read any chess books. His brain automatically figured out what needed to be done in order to... What? Automatically figured out what needed to be done in order to become world champion. The Cuban government made him an international ambassador and paid him big bucks to just roam around the world and play chess. All this developed in him one of the most gigantic egos chess has ever seen. Right, because I'm sure this person was around to meet KaiPablanca. Yup, evil mastermind at age 4, exactly. Like, at age 4, and he's only 4 years old, and he's just unlocked chess. You know, he solved chess at age 4, something that supercomputers nowadays can't do. But, okay. Okay, so gigantic egos, yeah. Eating gourmet meals in fine restaurants, flirting with and seducing the best looking ladies, playing cards with aristocrats, smoking homemade Cuban cigars. This was after his tournament routine. In contrast, other grandmasters would be sweating and torturing themselves, trying to find improvements and nuances in familiar openings in their hotel rooms for many hours. KaiPablanca died playing chess in a New York club. It's trying to word it in a way that like he's literally in the middle of a game and he's just died. Yeah, and it says he burst an artery in his brain due to high blood pressure. He was wearing a $1,500 suit when this happened. Well, I mean, okay, I can anybody confirm that? Was he actually like born into like a rich family? What I do know is that he did have like a natural talent for chess. But I wouldn't say that he, like, you know, went out partying and all that while others were, like, working their asses off. I think he definitely worked his ass off because he became a world champion. Nobody just becomes that instantly. So who are we on? We were on Bobby Fischer now. Arguably the greatest player of all time. An American okay, so let's just keep track of this. We're going to like build up. And then we're going to get just the array of insults after. An American who broke the Soviet domination of the World Championship. Crystal clear play. How he did it, no one knows. The greatest killer instinct ever exhibited over the board. You play him, and you know you will lose. An anti-Jew despite being Jew himself, Fischer celebrated the downing of the Twin Towers with laughs and a bottle of champagne. Excuse me. That is a... Are you seeing this? That's a claim and a half. That's ridiculous that they're claiming that. Celebrated the downing of the Twin Towers. He wanted the USA wiped off the face of the earth. A man of extreme contradictions, he felt he was the chosen American to teach the commies a lesson about humility. That's what he thought his match versus Spassky was all about. A schizophrenic, Spassky ended up becoming his lifelong friend. Fischer died via kidney failure. He refused all medicines. He said chess was finished as a game. Wow. This is arguably the worst one. Just because it talks about the Twin Towers. Like, that's actually ridiculous. But, like, how can the author of whatever this article is, even if it's satire, that's terrible. That is actually terrible. And now it's going on to Kasparov. Brilliant. Botvinnik's favorite student, the game changer in chess history. Kasparov revolutionized the way the game is supposed to be played like no one before him. He destroyed the pillars which held up the classical positional rules. He showed another way to interpret positions. Okay, so we're getting the compliments. We've got to wait for the, the insults. He ushered in the computer era in chess preparation. He was world number 1 for a record 20 years. His games constitute some of the greatest creative achievements in chess. The greatest attacking player of all time. And now we say, a big ego, arguably the most arrogant chess player ever, hard-headed, obstinate, Kasparov's way or the highway, a 2-time divorcee, his wife left him without notice. Wow. I need to take a breather after all these insults. So Kasparov is a hard-headed man. That's fair enough. But all these insults, he's not an arrogant man. He's literally a human rights activist in Russia. Okay. Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura, 2 of the biggest names in contemporary chess, dumped him as a trainer because of his abrasive attitude. He is an enemy of Putin. He supports the Republicans in the USA. He's an opportunist who has cut deals with, I won't even try, and Capamans, I assume, in order to secure his gains in chess. Nigel Short called him a gorilla. Did he really? So Nigel Short apparently called Garry Kasparov a gorilla. Excuse me. I have never heard of this. Magnus Carlsen? Okay. How is Magnus Carlsen a reason not to play chess? In his documentary / film called Magnus, it literally has him as one of the top most 100 influential people of our time. And they're saying that he's the reason to not play chess. What? What? So, world champion from 2013, as we all know, to present. The Wonder King from Viking Land. Wow. That gives you a little insight to the author of this article, calling Norway Viking Land. Okay. Now grown up and sitting atop the Elo Everest, an Everest overlooking the fallen kingdoms of the Hindu Kush. What are they? A young man who plays chess with a casual attitude finds the game so boring he falls asleep in world championship matches. First off, loads of players just fall asleep during matches. Secondly, if you want a player that actually falls asleep, look at bloody Grishuk, of all people. Like, that's a dumb article? Yeah, man, it just is. Finds chess to be the equivalent of playing Lego. So, I think what they've done here, they've read up on Magnus Carlsen's life, and when he was younger, he used to play a lot with Lego, and then he played chess. That doesn't at all mean that chess is the equivalent to playing Lego. Like, pardon me, sorry. When Carlsen was young, he was memorizing the populations and flags of every country. He was literally a prodigy. And here they are just... Right. Interested in more mentally challenging tasks, like appearing with supermodel babes in $1 million budget advertisement videos for designer clothing. What? Oh my god. What is this? What actually is this? Yeah, tomfoolery. Okay. So, animal rights activists have blacklisted him for causing the extinction of the tigers in the Sundarbans during the Viking invasion of the Indian subcontinent in 2013 AD. This has to be satire. This has to be satire. Like, the 89 comments. You have a good imagination. Yeah. What is this? He meant on match Magnus versus Anand? So, what, this is some person that's annoyed that Magnus beat Anand, and now they're like, they hate chess and everything about, like... It's just gone through all the world champions. It's just going through all of them. Like, look at this. Why the ad, though? Jane Hill's wife might look familiar to you. Wow. Oh, take a look at Jane Hill's wife. I'm good, thanks. I'm good.